The NBA 2K24 My Player Builder is officially here. Huge shout out to 2K once again for flying me out to Community Day where I was able to test out the builder. I literally sat there for an entire 6-7 hours just figuring out the builder. It is a pretty complex builder, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but you will figure it out, trust me, especially with the help of this video. I pretty much went through all the struggle and all the thinking so that you guys don't have to. And hopefully by the end of this video, you'll be able to comfortably just sit through the builder without having to spend too much time on it. But anyway, don't forget to drop a like, comment, and subscribe if you guys want to see more content. And yeah, let's carry on with the video. First of all, one addition to the new NBA 2K24 My Player Builder is this thing right here called NBA Templates. And basically what that is that it allows you to model your My Player on a specific NBA player of your choice. As you guys can see right here, you have a few choices. You got LaMelo Ball, for example, Jalen Brunson, Luka, De'Aaron Fox. So there's many different templates depending on what position you want to choose. And as you guys can see right there, each player has their own attributes. So depending on which one you're happy with, you can actually go ahead and just copy that exact same build, or you can actually customize the specific NBA template and make it your own, depending on what you want to tweak and fix up so that you're happy with that build. Which honestly, I think is an amazing idea because this is going to help a lot of people save time, especially a lot of the casuals who might not have any clue on how to make a 2K24 build. But anyway, for our build, I am not interested in making an NBA template build at all. We are gonna start from scratch. Okay, so before I carry on showing you guys the build that I've found, I just want to quickly say something very important and pay attention because this will apply to a lot of you guys making your builds when 2K24 comes out. Don't go into the 2K24 My Player Builder thinking of your 2K23 build. Like say, for example, you pulled up your favorite build from 23 and looked at every single attribute and try to transfer that over into the 2K24 My Player Builder. It just does not translate at all. And like I said, it's just not going to work, especially for all you 6'9s and 6'8s out there that think you can recreate that build in 24. I'm sorry to tell you, that is no longer possible. It is a completely new builder. It's a whole different system. This 2K24 builder is a lot more limiting. Oh, and one more new thing about the builder and 2K24 in general is that there are no more badge points attached to your build. But badges are now broken down into the C tier, B tier, A tier, and the S tier. And on the bottom right here, it actually tells you the specific requirements for each badge for each different level. So whatever badges you can see here highlighted on the right, that means that those are the badges that your My Player can get. And yes, that literally means that you can get each and every one of these badges that you can see, except in 2K24 with the new badge system, you are only going to keep the badges that you actually use in game. So depending on how you play, depending on which badges you trigger, those are the badges that you get, and those are the badges that you maintain and keep. And the badges that you don't actually use as much, those are going to regress. But whatever badge you've already unlocked at bronze, that badge can't drop below bronze. And also there's a really helpful feature so that every time you go through the attributes and scroll and like, you know, increase or decrease your attributes, it shows you which badges on the right side are being affected from C tier all the way to S tier. Okay, so now let's talk about the build that I actually wanted to make for 2K24. So what I wanted to make was something similar to the 6-1 Demi that I had in 2K23, which was a really quick, shifty build that could shoot, that could finish, that could play make, and more importantly, that could also play defense and not be a liability. For example, when it comes to getting backdoored in the corner, whenever you have to guard the corner, you know, small guards tend to get bullied all the time. And I didn't want that, so I had some defense so I could at least play the lane and stop that from happening. And if we go back to what I said in the beginning of the video, I said that you can't really go into the 2K24 builder thinking of the 2K23 build that you want to carry over because it just doesn't work. And that is still true. And like I said, especially to the tall PGs out there, don't even think about making that 6'9 or that 6'8 because that is not going to work. But however, the 6'1 Demi that I wanted to make, I found a way, and like I said, this was the same build that I sat through for 6-7 hours the whole time. Everybody was making different builds. I focused solely on one build, and that is why I was able to figure it out. The build I'm about to show you guys, I'm going to show you 3 different variations, starting with the one that I actually want to make, and then I'm going to show you 2 others that are pretty much the same build, but just slightly different versions, and you can pick and choose which one suits your playstyle the best. But anyway, without further ado, this is my official 2K24 build right here. The 6'1 Demi is back. This is going to be my build primarily for the 3s, but also for the rec, also for the pro-am as well. I probably could use this for 2s as well, but I am planning on dropping a different build video for my official 2s build, which should be out in a few days from now. Okay, so you're going to want to make a point guard at 6'1", of course, 167 pounds, and a 6'6" wingspan. So why have I chosen 167 pounds? You guys will see very soon. This is mainly to do with acceleration for the build. And now, why have I chosen a 6'6" wingspan? Well, firstly, we need a 94 3-point, and as you guys can see, maximum you can get with a 6'6" wingspan is a 94 3-point, which is what we want. Also, anything above a 6'6" wingspan, if you go to 6'7", 6'8", it is too restricting. It becomes much more limited, and it just messes up the build completely. And anything below this, I just feel like isn't going to be much more effective, because obviously the only defense that we're really going to have on this build is steals. I mean, to be fair, that is really the only way you're getting stops on a 6'1", is if you get lanes, or if you get bumps, or if you get blitzes. And anything below a 6'6" wingspan, even if you had the steal attributes and the badges, I feel like isn't going to be as effective, because obviously you want long arms to get those lanes. Okay, so for our build, firstly, I'm going to introduce every single attribute, and then we're going to talk about exactly why I have chosen that. This is a very optimized, very specific build, and you guys will see and understand soon. So off rip, as you guys can see right here, this is our 6'1" Demi PG build for 2K24. And as you guys can see, we have a little bit of everything. We have really good shooting, finishing, playmaking, and it is a very speedy build, once again, with maximum stamina. And at the same time, we also have defense. See, the thing is, most small guard PG builds won't have any steal, no perimeter defense. They just they don't really care about adding defense into their build, and will probably just up their finishing, up their shooting a little bit more. But for me, like I said earlier, I don't like being a liability. Like, yeah, so what if your guard can score the best way? If you don't have any defense, your build is going to get abused, and you will honestly just be taken advantage of, and that is not what I want. I've experienced that as a small guard. I like being a small guard, and I don't like being abused and being violated. You guys get the point. Like, I don't like being a liability on the court, and that is why my build must have defense. I don't care if it's a 6'1". Me having a 72 steal and a 52 perimeter D with a 6'6" wingspan is definitely going to help me get stops and prevent me from getting backdoored. But anyway, now that we're looking at the build, this is my favorite part right here. Let us specifically break down each attribute and why we have chosen each and every one of these. This is a very optimized build. Like I said, I spent hours and hours on this. I had to make sure that this was going to be the very best version of the 6'1" Demi PG. So anyway, let's break things down real quick. So 74 driving layup, as you guys can see right here, when I'm going from 73 to 74, we unlock Gold Giant Slayer alongside all these other badges. We got Silver Slithery, Silver Bunny, Silver Float Game, Gold Pro Touch, Silver Scooper, Whistle. Then we got Aerial Wizard. As you guys know, layups so far from the gameplay that we've experienced is going to be very good this year. It's not like 2K23 where you could just completely disregard your layup, because all you needed was like a minimum of a driving dunk of 80, and it didn't really matter how low your layup is, because you would always just get a quick drop animation. That is no longer the case for 24. And now with the driving dunk, as you guys can see, we actually have managed to unlock every single dunk badge that we need with the 82. And right here, as you guys can see, whenever I'm moving from 81 to 82, I actually unlock Silver Slithery, which, as you guys can see, is also a S tier badge. Slithery has been a very good badge for a lot of 2Ks now, and us being able to get this at silver is going to be very beneficial. Next up, we have the 3-point shot, which is actually one of the most important attributes for this build. And as I said earlier, you want to have at least a 94, because with a 94-3, that is when you unlock Agent 3 Gold, an S tier badge. This will be a very, very helpful badge for this build yet again. We also have Gold Deadeye, and pay attention to this one right here. We only have Silver Limitless. Now, is that going to be a problem? Honestly, I don't think so. You can shoot from deep just fine with Silver Limitless, and obviously with this build, you want to be able to space the floor out as much as possible. If you tried going for Gold Limitless, you need a 96-3, and I actually tried recreating this build with a 96-3 just to see what other attributes I would get. It takes a huge toll on the build, and honestly, it is just not worth it. All right, now moving on to the pass accuracy. You guys already know you need at least an 85 plus pass accuracy on a build like this, but in this case, we've gone with an 86. So with an 86 pass accuracy, you pretty much unlock most, if not all, passing styles available in the game. And from what I know, they actually added a few more passing styles from last year's. And on top of that, with an 86 pass accuracy, you also unlock Silver Needle Threader and Gold Break Starter. And although, as you guys can see right there, we managed to miss out on Bailout just by 1 tick, because you actually get Bronze Bailout at an 87. However, when I tried getting 87 on this build just to get Bailout, it kind of affected it. I had to lower my acceleration, which I didn't really want to do. But however, I did make another version that has bronze bailout if that was something that interests you, and I will show you guys that version very soon. But for now, for this one, for the main version that I wanted, I don't think I needed bailout, honestly. Now with another very important attribute, we have our ball handle. We went with a 93. As you guys can see right here, whenever we went from 92 to a 93, we actually unlock Hall of Fame ankle breaker, as well as gold killer combos, which is going to be a very effective badge yet again. It is under S tier, and more importantly, with a 93 ball handle, you should easily be able to unlock every single dribble animation in the game. Last year in 2K23, you unlocked everything with a 92 ball handle, and I'm assuming this year it will be something similar. We also get gold unpluckable, and on top of that, we also have gold blow by, gold speed booster. And pay attention, this is once again very, very, very important. That is actually a huge change and a huge addition to the 2K24 builder, because now, instead of just having a badge rely on a certain attribute, some of them are only unlocked depending on the combination of 2 attributes, some even 3 attributes. Like for example, for a badge like Hyperdrive, you need an 83 speed with ball as well as an 82 speed, both that we actually have on this build, which explains why we have a bottom line of an 82 speed as well as a bottom line of an 83 speed with ball. Hyperdrive isn't the only badge that concerns us in doing this. These 2 other S tier badges right here, blow by and speed booster, you need at least an 83 speed with ball to be able to unlock that at gold. So this actually goes out to all of you guards out there that are wanting to maximize and optimize the amount of badges that you can unlock. The bottom line is an 83 speed with ball and an 82 speed. Those 2 are a must if you want to be able to get these S tier badges at a gold level, so do keep that in mind. Now moving on to our steal, our defense, actually my favorite part of the build right here. As you guys can see, when we go from a 71 to a 72 steal, that is when we unlock this S tier badge right here, bronze glove, and on top of that we also get bronze interceptor and bronze right stick ripper, which I think is going to be a very, very good badge this year, by the way. So basically with a 72 steal, we are able to unlock every single badge that the steal attribute allows us to get. And the best part about all of this is that this is on a tiny little 6'1" build, and with a 72 steal, with interceptor, with glove, right stick ripper, you should easily be able to get lanes, especially with a 6'6" wingspan. And if somebody is trying to bully you or try driving you, you also have your bronze glove to help you out. And honestly, this just completes the build so well, because you no longer have to be a liability even on a 6'1" PG, and you also have a little bit of perimeter defense to help you out. Finally, we have our physicals. We have an 82 speed, which we already spoke about, 93 acceleration, which is obviously going to be very, very good for this build, 37 strength. Strength doesn't really matter for guards, it never has. Vertical of a 70, because this actually allows you to get bronze posterizer, as well as most of the dunk animations that you're going to want to have for this build. We have a 99 stamina, which is just a general must for most small guards. Oh, and since we're on stamina right now, I just want to quickly point out that for you to be able to get gold handles for days, you actually need at least a 96 stamina, so do keep that in mind. And yeah, that is pretty much it. This right here is our completed build, our 6'1" PG Demi build for 2K24. Anyway, let me reveal to you guys what build we have just made. Here we are. We have shades of Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, Darius Garland, Damian Lillard, and we have built a shot creating 3-level threat. Honestly, I think this is a really, really dope name to have for a build. This right here is the build that I'll be going into 2K24 with. Like I said, I'll be mainly using this for the 3s. I mean, I might try it for the 2s, but I feel like for the 2s, I'll only play if I trust somebody to high-low with me, because obviously defense is tough on the 2s with a 6'1", but it can work. You just need a good C, you know, that can high-low with you. But yeah, mainly the 3s, the Pro-Am Arena, and the Rec. Very quickly though, like I said earlier, we have 3 different variations of the same build. This was only the first one, but anyway, let me show you the 2 others that I made just to help you guys out, so you can pick and choose which one you think is more suited for you. So the second variation of this build right here, firstly I want to point out the previous build we only had a 93 acceleration, and this one we have a 95. Although we had to significantly reduce our defense, look, our steal went from a 72 to now a 60. You still get a bronze interceptor badge at 60, because that's the minimum, and you also on this build get an 87 instead of the previous 86 pass accuracy. So now you have a 95 acceleration, and you also get bronze bailout, but you had to sacrifice your glove and your right stick ripper. So, you know, something to think about. Oh yeah, and one more thing, this variation of the build only gets a 65 vertical, which means you won't get bronze posterizer on it. Anyway, the third and final version of this build is this one right here. Say you wanted to get bailout, which you get on this version, you get an 87 pass accuracy, and once again, that is what allows you to get bronze bailout. You still have the same defense, and you also have a 70 vertical, which allows you to get bronze posterizer, although you have had to lower your acceleration to 92. But the cool thing about this is that when you go from an 86 to an 87 pass accuracy, you actually change the name of the build. So obviously before we had a shot creating 3-way threat, but now we have made a playmaking 3-level threat. So, you know, both the same kind of build, but, you know, slightly different. Me personally though, I'm still gonna go with the very first one with the 93 Excel and with the 3 you know, bronze defensive badges, because I feel like this is the most well-rounded and most balanced and most solid build out of the 3. But, you know, you guys can pick and choose which one you prefer the most. But anyway, thank you guys so much for coming through. I hope you guys found this video helpful, man. If you guys have any questions at all, please feel free to comment. I'll try answer as many questions as I can. But anyway, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you guys want to see more builds like this. I have my 2s build that is dropping in a couple days from now as well, so stay tuned for that. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys liked my build. Once again, I'm very excited, you know, to take this into 2K24. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace and take care.